Hi, this is Andreas Soda with SoCalFighters.com and Punch News. I'm here today with the Pride welterweight champion Dan Hollywood Henderson at the Team Quest Training Center in Marietta, California, while he prepares for his fight against Vitor the Phenom Belfort at Pride the Real Deal on Saturday, August 21st at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing great.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. In general, how is your training camp coming along?
Training camp's been better than expected. Had a recent surgery, so dealing with that and seeing if I was going to be ready to go. But I'm feeling great. It should be 100% for the fight. So
interesting to hear. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No.
No. Okay. I understand. I totally respect that. Who have your training partners been so far?
I've had Sean Tompkins come down from Canada, help me with my stand-up, and the normal guys, Heath Simms, Matt Lindland came down, Brian Foster, Art Santori.
Okay.
All my normal Team Quest guys. Chael Sonnen came down from Oregon. So.
Okay. Did you spend any time in Oregon?
I was up there for 1 week, and then came down here for the last 2 weeks. So.
Okay. So you recently turned 36, right? Back in August.
Yes, I recently turned 36. I'm an old man. Got to take all the old man athletic commission tests now. So that was fun.
How do you feel about both the present and the future of your career as a fighter?
I feel good. My body's holding up pretty well. You know, just the minor aches and pains, but overall, I'm feeling pretty well and looking forward to fighting for a couple more years.
It's great to hear. I'm sure the fans are pleased to hear that too. How have you adapted to the differences in the rules between Japan and the NSAC, such as 3 5-minute rounds and knees on the ground?
The rounds won't be too big of a deal. It'd probably benefit Vitor a little more than myself. I'm sure he can use the break a little bit earlier, but I'm not opposed to that as well. I'd rather have a 10-minute round, but I think the biggest thing that I needed to change or focus on changing was the knees and kicks on the ground. It's something I've been doing for 8 years, and now I got to change it. Within 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I don't slip one out.
No, let's hope not for that. You're fighting for the first time in the United States since you were crowned the UFC 17 welterweight tournament champion in May of 1999. How does it feel to be fighting in front of an American audience, and particularly not having to travel all the way to Japan?
It feels real good to be fighting 2.5 hours from my hometown. I grew up in Victorville and Apple Valley, California. It's not that far from Vegas, so I think it's going to be fun having a lot of people that have been waiting years to come watch me that haven't been able to get over to Japan. Finally can go to Vegas and watch me. So I think I'm excited about that. It's Pride's first show in the States or outside of Japan, so I'm pretty excited to be a part of the show.
Will your family be attending this time?
Yeah, my family will be there. Friends and family.
Oh, it must be exciting for you. What do you think about Vitor Belfort? And without revealing too much of your strategy, how you plan on approaching the fight? Vitor's tough. He's always been, dangerous on his feet. I don't think he's submitted that many people, but on the ground he's still fairly dangerous. But I think his biggest downfall is, mentally he's not the strongest guy, and I just need to go out there from the beginning of the fight and stay on him and make him break mentally, whether it's standing up, slugging it out, or taking him down, pounding on him, or just making him work the whole time. And I think with that, first round and a half is going to determine the fight.
Elbows. The NSAC allows them, but Pride will not. How do you feel about that?
I haven't been able to elbow a guy in the face for 8 years, so it's no big deal. We can elbow to the body all we want, so.
Okay.
It's not, that won't be a change at all. The only change would be, the time limit and the no knees or soccer kicks or head stomps.
How does that affect you?
There's a lot of things that I did with my game, especially on the top bottom, where I use knees to loosen them up to maybe get up off the mat or to loosen them up to open them up for more strikes or whatever, I do quite a bit of those, but, just like anything, I can adapt to the rules.
Definitely. Well, you fought your last 5 fights at 183 pounds, but your fight versus Vitor is scheduled for 205 pounds. That's correct?
Yeah.
Even though you competed most of your career at 205, how do you feel the move back up in weight is going to affect you?
Yeah, like you said, most of my career has been against heavier guys, heavyweights and light heavyweights mostly, a couple guys my size, and then just the last year just being down at my weight, which is pretty much closest to my natural weight. Pride did have to call up and say, hey, make sure that Dan is going to be over the minimum weight, which is 186. So got to make sure he weighs in more than that, which I don't have any problem doing that either. I'm probably going to weigh in about 195.
Okay. Well, it's good to hear that there will be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, assuming Vitor's visa gets approved this week, we heard that he's still interviewing.
Oh, really?
And that'll be this week, so cross your fingers for that.
Yeah, I keep my head in the gym and just train.
That's
I don't
good.
Really check out the internet much.
Well, you're focused. Do you plan on continuing to compete at 205 in the States, or would you like to go back and defend your unofficial Pride welterweight championship?
What do you mean by unofficial?
Oh, well, you were the tournament champion. So
they made me their weight class.
Okay, well, there you go.
So it's official.
He's corrected us.
Yeah. No, I think my next fight after this will be at 183 New Year's Eve. Most likely fighting the winner of the tournament. So you never know what Pride's going to do, but that's just my guess. And it will be a title fight.
Interesting. Well, since you are the Pride welterweight champion, how do you think it's impacted you yourself, your career, and you as a celebrity here and your family?
I don't think it's affected my family a whole lot, but I don't consider myself a celebrity here either. But as far as it's probably helped out a little bit financially. I'm getting a little bit more money now for fights, and it can't be a bad thing to have a couple belts, and I never had one before, so I've won quite a few tournaments, just never got a belt for it.
Can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well,